Hello everyone, my name is Michael. Today, I want to share a personal story about the digital footprint that we leave online and how it can impact our future. First of all, very important for us to understand what does digital footprint mean. So, a digital footprint refers to the trail of data or information that individuals leave behind as they interact with the digital platforms and devices. These include their online activities such as social media posts, comments, like browsing history, online purchases, emails, and many, many more. Think of it as when someone walks on, or when someone walks across the beach. So they leave behind a trail of footprints. This can be traced back to them. And that is exactly what digital footprint is. They are the little breadcrumbs that we leave behind when we interact on our social media platforms and even on the digital spectrum. So essentially, it's the digital record of our online presence and interaction. These footprints can have a long-term implication as it can be accessed and analyzed by others such as potential employers, college admission officers, and even law enforcement agencies. Therefore, being mindful of our digital footprint is important as it can shape how others perceive us, and it can also impact our opportunities and reputation in the digital world. So allow me to share a personal story about the digital footprint we leave online and how it can affect our future opportunities. So a few years back, a friend of mine vented frustrations about the Electoral Commission online. At the time that he was posting, it seemed harmless, and the post read, "The Electoral Commission is a mess. Can't trust them to run a fair election. Hashtag disappointed, hashtag incompetent." However, some years later, my friend applied for a position in the same Electoral Commission, but got denied despite making all applications. This was very disheartening. My friend's past social media activities seem to have played a role in the decision. So with this example, it made me realize the power of our digital footprint. What we say online can come back to haunt us in unexpected ways. So here is a word of caution. Always think twice before you post. Your online presence matters more than you think. So let's all be mindful of what we post online as it will shape our future opportunities in ways we never imagined. And it's not just about the likes and comments, it's about shaping our future. So thank you so much for your time, and let's all be good citizens.
All right. I believe everyone was able to follow through. And from that video, you were able to understand very well that sometimes whatever we post online does always comes to haunt us in unexpected ways. So the lesson of the moral of the story is ensure that whenever you post anything, make sure that it is factual and don't just be quick to post anything online. So because anything that you post, even if you delete, it's very important to understand that nothing, whatever you post, it always stays on there. Nothing goes like you can't delete your online foot, your digital foot. Whatever you post, whatever you do online, it stays there forever. As long as it has gone online, it stays there forever. A good example, it might be like this. Let's say, for example, you've shared an Instagram picture, and then later on you realize that it was, maybe inappropriate, and then you went ahead and deleted it. But maybe a friend of yours had already, some friends of yours had already shared it with their other friends. And then you find maybe you're doing it from school, and then it leaks to the chat group, maybe the family chat group, and then they also share it wide to the extent that by the time you come and realize, yes, you deleted the original post, but the more people keep on sharing it, is the more the database of like your activities continue staying online. So let us just understand that whenever we interact online, it's just important to make sure that you are sure with what you're, and you make sure that your footprint or your digital footprint is clean, so that you don't post anything that later on you'll come and regret posting it. Because as we've seen, some of this information can be used by either law enforcement agencies. It can be used by uh, like those recruiters, or even college admission. You might miss an admission because of whatever you posted online. So let us just be mindful about that. Um, on the same breadth, let us also look at because navigating online. Allow me to do it like this. So navigating online is very tricky sometimes, and majority of us have always been caught up in between. You don't know whether whatever you are seeing is it factual, is it true, is it the correct thing, or there is something fishy about it. And so that makes us always question everything that we see online. And with that, I want us to talk about deepfakes and AI. And what AI in full means, it's artificial intelligence. So in our current age, I believe most of us, not all of us, have heard about artificial intelligence, AI. It is not the current trending thing. And AI has grown exponentially, and like everything now, you've had cases whereby music is being like generated by AI, photos and images are being generated by AI. And so with that, let us just watch this video, and then at the tail end of it, we shall be able to pound and explain and dive deeper into AI and deepfakes. So Miss, what do you?
Hey there, fellow digital explorers. Today, let's dive into the world of online safety and how to spot digital trickery lurking in the shadows of our screen. Hey, quick question. Have you ever looked at an image or video or even some information on the internet and wondered whether it was original or fake? I know I have. And so it's no secret that the internet can be a wild ride, filled with twists, turns, and occasional hidden traps. In fact, the one that stands out for me is the one where I saw an image of Pope Francis wearing a Balenciaga half jacket. And I was just curious, like, is this true? Because I wasn't sure about it, but part of me wanted to believe it. And this does not stop there. At times, you might be victims of phishing emails, online scams, and many, many other forms of digital trickery. But fear not. Armed with a few tips and tricks, you can navigate the digital maze like a pro and avoid getting caught up in this noise. First up, let's talk about fact checking. So, when you stumble upon mind blowing news or jaw dropping stories, it's essential to verify their credibility. Don't believe everything you read. Double check the facts, look for trusted sources, and consult multiple perspectives before hitting that share button. Last but not least, be aware of online scams. Scammers out there are ready to pounce on unsuspecting netizens. So if it sounds fishy or feels off, it probably is. Watch out for sketchy emails, shoddy deals, and requests for personal information. Stay savvy and don't fall for their digital traps. By mastering the art of fact checking and dodging online scams, you are the captain of the digital destiny. And so stay smart and stay safe. Let's keep our online adventures epic and scam free.
All right. Uh, uh, I believe everybody was able to see that. And with that, I just wanted us to talk about like a few things. So when you look at that video, sometimes the truth is sometimes we find out that we are always faced up with some things, some information that we stumble upon online, and we are not sure whether they are the correct thing or the wrong thing. And that means that you should never believe anything that you see online. Whenever you go in it and view information, be it news or especially the social media posts that people make, it is very important to understand that seeing isn't believing. That whenever you see anything that has been posted online, it is just important for you to make sure that you don't believe everything that you see. Make sure you do the fact checking and with the phishing scam. It is very important. The online spaces should be fun. It should be adventurous, but it shouldn't allow it to suck you in and allow you like be a prey to or a victim the online scams and the shady deals that are happening on the internet. And so I just want to appreciate you so much for following through because I believe you learned a ton. It's very important to be safe online, stay savvy, stay safe, and make sure that your online adventure is very scam free and you enjoy it very much. And so with that, I would wish to pass it over to Sky for our next segment. So Sky, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mickey. My name is Kai, and I'm going to take you through the next session. I hope you're enjoying the session so far. So the next session, we're going to discuss about inclusivity in the digital world. And before we continue, inclusivity in the digital world means providing platforms and technologies to people from different genders, to different people, ages, and even color. And we're going to share a video of Annie, who really shares a story and explains further on inclusivity in digital media. Thank you.
Talking about how to be inclusive on the internet. So inclusivity is treating all people, things, or ideas equally and fairly. So there are many ways to be inclusive on the internet. One of the first ways is to use inclusive language, and that includes avoiding excluding or offending certain groups of people based on their like race, gender, ethnicity, and other characteristics. And a way to do that is to be open-minded on the internet, use respectful terminology towards groups of people, respecting pronouns and using like general pronouns to not assume anything. A second way to be inclusive on the internet is to respect diverse opinions. So because the internet includes a wide range of different views and races, ethnicities, and just like different people, it's really important to respect that diversity. And it's important to like respect others' viewpoints and not lose or belittle them. So ways to do that are to again remain open-minded, encourage respectful conversation where you're listening actively and avoiding making assumptions. And you can also like try to find the common ground so it doesn't end in a disrespectful way. So the third way to be inclusive on the internet is to avoid making any stereotypes to people. So as I said before, on the internet, there's so many different backgrounds, and so it's really important to remain respectful to those people by avoiding making stereotypes or making assumptions about others. And a way to do that is to remain educated, like make sure you educate yourself on what you're talking about and the different like cultures of people. So the third way you can be inclusive on the internet is to avoid making assumptions or stereotypes on people. You can also be open to reflect on your own biases, and you can take the time to be open-minded and strive to unlearn certain beliefs and assumptions to be more inclusive. And then you can also promote positive representation on the internet or media. So a fourth way is to create a safe space where individuals can talk about their own beliefs and thoughts on things, and they should prioritize the safety and respect of individuals, and make sure to prevent like harassment, bullying, and discrimination on the internet. And to do that, we can make sure that all content is accessible to all people with like disabilities or different accessibility formats. And we can make sure to uplift marginalized voices and to provide resources and to support to people that need them, and where people can share experiences and gain assistance and guidance to certain things. So the way that I've been inclusive on the internet is that one time my friend a couple of years ago had posted on Instagram that they now change the pronouns to they, them. And so from then on, whenever I referred to them or I commented on something, I always made sure to use the pronouns they, them in regard to them. And whenever people would comment, like would misuse their pronouns and use another type, I would make sure to respectfully comment that they now go by they, them. So there's so many more ways to be inclusive on the internet. And it's super important that all of us try to be inclusive on the internet, be respectful to all people with different backgrounds and views, as it encourages a safe space, safe conversation, safe community on the internet, improving everyone's lives.
Thank you, Annie, for that video. We've learned that we should stay inclusive online and respect people of all status, all gender, and all races. We are going to take a break.